Hello everyone, welcome to Sade's Tarot Tea. So today guys, I apologize if I look really tired. I had a really long day. But I wanted to do this reading on Nate and Jeffree, and I wanted to see what is going on in their relationship, why they broke up. Now, if you guys seem to recall, if you watched my Jeffree Star video, I did do a reading on them where I talked about how they are in love and all this blah 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 stuff, right? So we're gonna, like I said, look into the relationship and we're gonna see what it do, okay? So guys, let's go ahead and pull up Nate and Jeffree's chart. We're going to revisit their energy. Okay guys, so Jeffree Star, will start with his chart first. He is a Scorpio sun with his moon in Capricorn, his Mercury in Sagittarius, his Venus is in Scorpio with his Mars in Libra, and I would assume that he's either a Scorpio rising, Leo rising, Sagittarius, maybe Aries rising. I'd say more so Leo rising. Or maybe I think I said Aquarius. Yeah, I would say that his rising could be in that as well. And Nate's chart, we're gonna pull up Nate. Okay, guys, so Nate's chart is Sun in Leo, Moon in Virgo, Mercury in Leo, Venus in Cancer, Mars in Libra. And I would assume that Nate is either a Cancer rising, Pisces rising, or a Virgo rising, even, I'd say. Maybe even a Libra rising. So we're going to go ahead and look at what's going on with them. And I actually wanted to pull up some facts that, not facts, but like I wanted to pull up some reasonings why people think that they broke up. So I'm going to look into those questions as well. So there's an article that talks, it's called, if you guys want to look for yourself, the talco .com. That is a weird way to say that. The talco. Interesting. Anyway, there is a website that is a blog that is called this. I don't know how to say it, so I'm not. But they have some accusations as to why they feel Nate and Jeffree's relationship ended. So I'm going to be pulling on my cards to see what is going on around them currently. So we're going to see first, before we hop into these rumors, we're going to see if that article is true, what these questions touch on. We're going to see if the tea is really the tea, you know? So right now I'm going to pull on Jeffree and Nate's energy currently, what is going on around them. So the first thing, guys, that I am pulling is the Ace of Swords in the reverse. I feel like Jeffree and Nate are talking, but it's very minimal, very minimal. They're trying their best to not engage in conversations unless they have to. Like, they're trying, it's not that they don't love each other. Well, we'll get into that. It's not that they don't love each other or they're like upset or at each other or anything. I'm feeling the energy around them is just like, we're trying to eliminate as much communication as possible so that we can heal. Okay, so that is what I'm getting so far. I feel like there were some things that were said to each other that they kind of are both regretting. Even if it wasn't like a big blow up or anything like that, I am feeling like there was some hurt words. There was an exchange of words. So it's like they're taking a break. They're really taking a break from even communicating too much. As we see on Jeffree's Snapchat, if we do see Nate with Jeffree, it's to like come over to see the dogs, you know. Yeah, Justice in the reverse. I feel like one of them wanted marriage, but the other one was unsure or didn't want to be pressured into marriage. I feel like that was a big factor for them. Big factor. I personally saw them getting married, but maybe I was tapping more into Jeffree's energy. I feel like Jeffree was pushing for marriage. Queen of Wands. This is my Justice card in the reverse, guys. Just want to show the cards. The Ace of Swords in the reverse with the Justice in the reverse. With the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Okay. there was a woman influence that was really in one of their ears. This could also be Jeffree being more passionate. I feel like there I want to stay on this woman. I feel like this is Jeffree's mom. Maybe this is Jeffree's mom. I know that the mom is starting to move in. I feel like Nate wanted I feel like that bothered Nate, or the woman was too aggressive, or she just like interfered a lot in their relationship, or this woman energy. I feel like this is Jeffree's mom, so I'm gonna say that. I feel like there was too much attention around Jeffree's mom that affected, maybe pressuring Jeffree with marriage, like, hey, like, why aren't you married yet? Like, well, you should get married. Like, you guys are so cute. You should get married. Um, I feel like the mom was pressuring Jeffree. I keep hearing that. Like, she may have been like putting words into Jeffree's ear, and asking or questioning, a lot of questioning. I also feel like this is Jeffree. I feel like he does have or maybe it's Nate, because Nate is a Leo. But I feel like it's Jeffree, though. I feel like he was a lot more passionate in the relationship. And Nate was just like, okay. I feel like a lot of times Nate was just like chill. Like he would, and I'm not saying, guys, he didn't love him. I feel like Nate was just super chill, and Jeffree was like way more dramatic. Way more dramatic. Nate's very chill, is a very chill energy about him, which is that Virgo. I keep picking up, guys, on mother influence, like a very motherly influence with both of them actually now, because I'm getting the Queen of Cups in the reverse and the Empress. That is a big mother card with the star in the reverse. Okay, guys. So I'm feeling like it, one of them just felt, maybe it's one of their mothers, they just felt like they weren't serious enough, or possibly one of them felt like the relationship was just stagnant, like wasn't moving in that direction. So maybe I'm hearing their mothers, because they would get the opinion of their mom. Like maybe Jeffree would get his mother's opinion, and say like, hey, like what do you think about this? Like what, like don't you think we should be married by now? Or why do you think Nate isn't trying to commit to me? Stuff like that. Like I feel like Jeffree was really pushing for marriage, and Nate wanted it, but it wasn't enough. Like he liked where they were. As far as like he liked where they were. He's not, I feel like Jeffree's more traditional than him. For some reason, like Jeffree may not be traditional in a lot of the senses where we look at things that, what am I trying to say? Jeffree may not be traditional in the sense where he expresses himself traditionally, but at his core, like I'm feeling like he wanted to be married. He wanted like a stable family. He wanted what he never had when he was younger. And I think that was a big important thing for him. And I see this coming to a head a lot. Like this started to come to a head a lot. Yeah. Yeah, their relationship was very stagnant. That's what I keep picking up on. Very stagnant. I feel like this is him. I feel like there were moments where they were very, him and Nate were very hot and cold, but I feel Jeffree would try to be very hot and cold with him to get him to pay attention to him. I feel like Nate didn't pay enough attention to Jeffree a lot of times. I don't know. I just feel like Nate, even though I'm not saying, guys, that Nate didn't love Jeffree, but he was getting too exhausted with how much attention Jeffree needed. And I always say this about Scorpios, y'all need so much fucking attention. A lot of attention has to be on you guys 24/7. And if Jeffree has a Leo rising, oh my god, so much attention on him. Um I feel like, ironically, I don't feel Nate's energy. I thought the Queen of Cups would have been Jeffree, and I thought the Queen of Wands would have been Nate, because he's a Leo. And they're both coming out very feminine. You know, as we know, Jeffree's feminine, but Nate even is coming out very feminine. But I also feel like these were their mothers. I don't know why, but I feel like Jeffree's mom and Nate's mom didn't like each other, or they don't like each other, or they don't want anything to do with each other. I'm feeling some disconnect there. Maybe one of them not approving of the way the other one handles things, or I'm picking up on a judgy type of energy around Nate's mom. She's very judgy. I don't know what her sign is, but she's very judgy. I keep looking at the Queen of Wands as her. She's very judgy. Like, how can you not be there for your son? How can you do this? How can you do that? That's what I keep hearing from Nate's mom. She's very judgy, and she's very protective over Nate. I mean, sorry, well, Nate too, but she's very protective over Jeffree, and I feel like this will get in the way a lot. I feel like Nate's mom would like say things, or she's just very overbearing with Jeffree. Like, she's very overbearing with him. And I think it's because of all the things that, Jeffree has done for their family, and I feel like they really grew close. Like, Nate's mom and Jeffree really grew close. So I feel like Nate's mom and Jeffree's mom will come to a head a lot. I don't know, or they would just say things behind the other one's back. I keep getting mother energy for them. Mother energy keeps coming out for them. That's interesting. So let me see if Jeffree's mom liked Nate's mom. Yep, guys, I was feeling it. The tower just flew out when I asked if Nate and Jeffree's mom liked each other. The tower came out. I'm getting no. That was part of the reason their foundation wasn't working. Justice just, yep. Justice in the reverse came back out. Yeah, they weren't seeing eye to eye on each other or their values, their core values. I keep hearing core values for the tower. Core values, I keep hearing that. Like, they both have different ways of parenting, and it just got in the way. Like, they would put their input into each other's parenting styles, or Jeffree would maybe take Nate's mom's side on things, and Jeffree's mom didn't understand, like, why. Like, I keep feeling that. Yeah. Sorry, guys, making sure you guys see the cards, because I know some of you guys asked me, can you show the cards? So I'm doing that. Yeah. The Empress, and I just shuffled. The Empress is coming back out. I feel like Jeffree too wanted kids, or he wanted to adopt, and Nate wasn't with that. Nate doesn't like that stuff. He doesn't want a conventional marriage or a traditional marriage like his mom was pushing for. I feel like Nate's mom was pushing for it. Jeffree's mom too, in a sense, but she's more concerned at what makes him happy, She wasn't pushing too hard. I feel like it's more so Nate's mom was really pushing on Jeffree, especially with the marriage. And this rubbed Jeffree's mom the wrong way. Like, why is she so overbearing? Why is she telling you what to do? Why is she doing this? Oh, just because you did this, she feels like she has a say in all this stuff. Like, damn, I'm hearing it. Yeah, the Chariot in the upright. The Chariot. The Lovers in the reverse. Yeah, they're moving on from each other. Nate and Jeffree, they're moving on. Wow. I feel like that was part of the reason their parents. More so the women, the moms. Okay, so now, guys, I wanted to go ahead and I looked up this article on the reasons why people think that they broke up. I feel like it was a collective of people that wanted to know these things. So that's why I'm going with this article, so it could help me go in the right direction with this video. So let's go ahead, and I feel like this article was interesting. So the relationship was fake from the start. So let's see if Jeffree and Nate's relationship was fake from the start. Okay, guys, so I have asked what you guys might want to know. Was Jeffree and Nate's relationship fake from the start? I am getting a no. I'm getting a strong no. So let me show you guys the cards I got. I got the Knight of Wands with the Six of Cups. The Knight of Wands speaks of, I'm going to also explain the cards as well. The Knight of Wands can speak of very fast, in and out type of energy. Very quick, fiery, hot, passionate moments. It doesn't have to be about sex, but it can definitely be very fast and quick romantic energy. It's very immature energy that, the knights in the tarot they're the types of energies that need to evolve. So they're not king or queen energy. So this can either be female or male. Could go either way. You know, gender does not apply with the cards. Okay, Six of Cups speaks about nice childhood. It could. It's a nostalgia card. This card is the Six of Cups is a nostalgia card. This card speaks about childhood memories, maybe past memories. Doesn't have to be childhood memories. When I think of the Six of Cups, I think of like Leo energy, Pisces energy, very fun, very bright energy, very playful energy. With you, when you have these two together, it makes for a very fun and very light-hearted relationship, not taken so seriously, not taken up the ass, not traditional, you know. So I feel like their relationship right here is telling me no, it is not fake. It was very fun, very childlike, very playful, very, you know, passionate, immature, very immature at times, needed to evolve. Um, but nonetheless, it was real. It was very real. They have a lot of good, hot, passionate, fiery moments, playful moments. Um, yeah, it's this is these two cards are beautiful. And then on top of that, I pulled the Two of Cups, which talks about being in business with your partner, being in a loving relationship with your partner, can speak about business too, business, love, contracts. So I feel like I am hearing that too is because Nate benefited a lot from being with Jeffree, and I did say that in my past video about how Nate does benefit being with Jeffree, and we can all see that. That's not a, you know, that's not a secret. Um, but no, but I'm still not seeing that it was fake. Yes, there were things that Nate had to give up for Jeffree, but he did work for Jeffree a lot of times, which I did state in my Jeffree video that that Jeffree gives him things to do, that he'll give him money, stuff like that. Like he benefited a lot. He did, you know, so that's what this is talking about, okay, guys? So, yes, I do feel that the relationship is real. It is very real. But it not being enough all the time, it was too immature, which is why the Tower card is out. But it was a relationship that they both needed to learn from, and they both benefited from greatly. So although you guys see, you know, Nate being more benefiting more than Jeffree did, it benefited the both of them because it's helping them to evolve. This moment had to happen. They needed to break up in order to evolve out of this cycle that they're in. They were very codependent on each other, very codependent energy I'm picking up on, which I did pick up on in my past video, but I did not say that. So I'm saying it now, very codependent relationship. Okay, so the next question that I noticed with the article is that I wanted to answer, was Nathan in it for the money? So let's see. So guys, right away, the Knight of Wands, I wanted to say this before I forgot. The Knight of Wands is coming out again. This could be Nate. He is a Leo, that's fire energy, very stubborn fire energy. But I do feel like Nate was very, very much attracted to Jeffree. This is telling me this right away. Sure, it wasn't mature a lot of times. It was very, the relationship could be a bit childish sometimes, but it was playful childish. It was very fun childish, okay? But Nate was not in it for the money, no. But he enjoyed the sex. What I was gonna say too is that their relationship was very sex based, very sex based. They're both very sexual, very sexual. They have sex a lot. They had sex a lot, you know. And notice I said have, so we gonna see if what I'm feeling is true about that, but or what will happen with them. But yes, so that is Nate. What else I got for was Nathan only in it for the money when being with Jeffree is I got the Eight of Cups with the with Judgment. So basically the Eight of Cups talks about walking away from things that no longer serve us, finding the strength to walk away from things that no longer emotionally serve us, okay? Like as in fulfill us emotionally. That is to our benefit with Judgment, which Judgment, as you know, is a decision that is, it could either be a decision that is made on our free will or spirit makes for us, or something like when we pass or when we die. Judgment meaning, you know, you go to heaven and you answer to the Lord, and he judgment day, you know, deciding where you're going to go. Now this can stand for being in life, like what direction do I go? So with this being said, Jeffree, well, sorry, Nate, I'm sorry, Nate is very much, I'm gonna say this first. Nate is very, very much attracted to Jeffree. That was not an issue. He was very sexually attracted to him. He loves him. He loves him, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't mature enough. It has to evolve more. Like the tower keeps coming out for them. The relationship needed to end so that Nate could step more into his power, because Jeffree, sorry Jeffree if you ever come across my video, but you tend to control people too much. You control people way too much. Nate is a Leo. You cannot control them. And Nate was feeling very, very held down, like, which I'm sure you guys can see that, you know, seeing that Jeffree has money, of course, like that's common sense, right? But Nate found it very hard to walk away from Jeffree. He's actually been wanting to walk away from Jeffree for a long time. Like he's been wanting to. He's been wanting to leave him. But he's very codependent on him. Jeffree, Scorpios will, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it. So the negative thing about Scorpio sometimes is when they're in higher power. Okay, this is only, guys, with Scorpios that are in higher power, when they have money, when they have status, when they have, like when they're in a higher class, like class pay rate, whatever you want to say. They like to control. Now, Scorpios already like to control people. So imagine giving them money. Imagine giving them power. That is the thing that Jeffree, he really liked controlling Nate. He liked telling him what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. You know, and Nate, unfortunately, because of this, felt very stuck and like he couldn't move or grow or breathe properly the way he needed to. And like I always say about fire signs, fire is moving. It's fast, it's passionate, it's expansive. It needs to move in order to grow, in order to flourish. And sometimes with fire signs, when they're really held down, they become depressed. And okay, I'm not going to say that Jeffree was part of Nate's depression, but Jeffree, you have to stop controlling people. I feel this from your energy, that you control people way too fucking much. Like you don't let them breathe, you don't let them do their thing, you know. And Nate needed to do his thing. Nate needed to find who he was. Even though he was with you, he still wanted to go and do his thing. Like he felt stuck, guys. He felt completely stuck with being by Jeffree's side. He felt like he couldn't breathe. He felt like he couldn't do anything unless Jeffree said, okay, you can do it. Go ahead. You know, it's like, this is part of what Jeffree has to learn. You know, we're all learning it. I'm learning it. You know, so I'm not knocking Jeffree for it. It's a hard thing that, you know, he was abandoned when he was young. You know, sorry to his mother. No disrespect, but Jeffree practically raised himself, you know, so he has abandonment issues. So that rubbed off a lot on Nate. Nate felt like he couldn't leave Jeffree unless there was maybe revenge, because, you know, let's be honest, Jeffree is a Scorpio. You know, not all Scorpios will seek revenge, but when they really are hurt, they will. So that's part of what I'm feeling with Nate. He's been wanting to walk away, guys. He's been wanting to walk away from him, but he finally made that decision. He made that decision to walk away. Nate was the one that walked. Nate walked. Jeffree didn't break up with him. Nate broke up with him. And I do feel like it was kind of mutual, but only because Nate knows Jeffree really well. Nate knows how Jeffree will respond to him. So I'm gonna say that Jeffree was gonna react crazy, like, and Nate knows Jeffree very well. He's known him for like most of his life, so he knew that if he didn't do this in a smart way, he would pay for it. So Nate got out of it in a very smart way. He kind of tricked Jeffree into being like, I don't know, like I hear Nate kind of like soothing Jeffree, like, oh, you know, like I just think that da da da, like this and that, like not saying that he fully manipulated him, but he knows how to soothe Jeffree. I've always said that. He knows how to soothe him to where he doesn't react like a crazy person, because Nate knew if he didn't handle this right, he knew that it would be bad. He knew. So that's what I was pulling on the question, did Nate use Jeffree for money? No. If anything, Nate wanted to get his own money, but Jeffree said no. The next question is, did Nathan cheat on Jeffree? I'm going to say yes, but I'm not picking up on sexual cheating, okay? I'm picking up on Nathan was curious. Like, he's curious as to what else is out there because he's only ever been with Jeffree for most of his life. I mean, I'm sure there's people he's dated before Jeffree, but they were just like, I feel like they weren't that serious, you know? But when he met Jeffree, at first it was a fling. At first it wasn't really serious and they were just kind of like, screwing around. But then Jeffree started to develop feelings and to trust Nate and vice versa. So I'm not picking up on sexual cheating, but this is what I got. The King of Pentacles in the reverse with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups speaks about thinking about your options when it comes to love, looking at other options. I don't have the Seven of Cups here, which does speak about romantic options. Okay, that could, when it's in a love spread, it could talk about that. Depends on how you look at it. That's how I see the Seven of Cups. But with the Knight of Cups, I'm looking at the dude as Nate and Jeffree in the reverse. I do feel like Jeffree and Nate were having issues in their relationship as far as like power play goes and who Nate could and could not talk to, because I do feel that Jeffree and Nate would have threesomes. I do feel like, and they've talked about this too, so that's not a shock, but I do feel like Nate, in his time of getting to know other people to bring, into the bedroom, I do feel like Nate has been like, like curious as to what else is out there. So I'm gonna say emotional cheating did happen. Emotional cheating. He started bonding with Nate started bonding with I don't know why I'm picking up on a woman type of energy. If it's not a woman, it's someone that could be a man, but very feminine energy. I want to say Nate found a connection, not just with this one person, but he's found multiple connections with people because he likes to engage with people more than Jeffree does. Nate is to himself a lot, but he does like talking to people. Like, he likes to, be more engaging. So I am seeing Nate be curious, very curious as to what else is out there, as in leading to the Ten of Swords, which if you guys look at that card, that's a very hurt card. So because of this, I'm going to say yes, there was emotional cheating. There was emotional cheating, and Jeffree likes to bribe. So he thought that he could buy Nate in a way. Like, he felt like, oh, look at this money, like I'm giving you, look at this power that I have, look at this status, but Nate's like, I don't care about that shit. I don't care about that anymore, Jeffree, or not even anymore. Like, because I do feel like Nate, well, I say anymore because I do feel like Nate would get wrapped up into it a bit just because Jeffree's contagious with that. He's all into, like, guys, he's all into like brands, and the King of Pentacles stands for a man or a woman that is of status, that is wanting to, that's a stubborn type of energy, very stubborn. And not Nate, I'm sorry, Jeffree does have his moon in Capricorn, so this is Jeffree's energy to me, where he's like, oh, look at this money, look at what I have, look at what you could have, why wouldn't you want to be with me, like I have all of this. Like, I feel like Jeffree said that to Nate a couple times out of like, like, what is it, like, why are you engaging with these other people, like, why are you talking to these other people, why is there a connection there, like, because like I feel like, Nate would like have these little connections with people, not saying he cheated like physically, I'm not feeling that, guys. I feel like innocently, like Jeffree and Nate were having issues with their emotional connection, because Jeffree, you need to stop focusing. I told you this, Jeffree. like he watches my shit. But seriously, guys, Jeffree, you need to stop focusing on your materialistic shit. You say that a lot in your videos, like, oh, this shit means nothing to me and da da da, but my cards are saying something else, okay? My cards are saying you still think about you still base your whole world around that, and you don't own anyone, okay? Well, Nate got tired of that. Nate got tired of feeling like a property, basically. Yes, like I said, guys, yes, there was love there, okay? I don't want to take that away from their relationship. They loved each other. They love each other. But Jeffree has to learn to stop treating people like they're his property. And that is something Scorpios, y'all need to learn, is that y'all don't own no one. No one. Okay? Even if that person is married to you, even if that person is dating you, you guys love to do that. And Nate hated that. He hated feeling like Jeffree's property. So Nate would find people that did not make him feel that way. Oh shit, like an actual emotional connection. Like I really enjoying this. Like I'm enjoying this. Like, but like Scorpios are, that's backstabbing them. How dare you have another emotional connection with someone else? That's like the worst thing you can do to a Scorpio, is like have an emotional, well, water sign, is have an emotional connection. Jeffree's like, I'm hearing him. He's like, I can take you having sex with someone else, but not having an emotional connection with someone else. Like that is like, I'm hearing him get really possessive and like that is mine. Like you're mine, you know? And Nate's like, hold on, like yes, but you opened it up. You opened it up. I feel like Jeffree was very open about it. Like, oh, let's have an emotional like connection with other people, and it backfired. It backfired. It backfired. So next time, Jeffree, maybe not open up the bedroom. Just saying. And then next we have the Page of Pentacles and Judgment. Again, another money card. Jeffree, you can't bribe people. How many times have I said that? That's something you still have to learn. I keep hearing Jeffree say, like, what do I have that? What do they have that I don't have? What do they have that I don't have? And Nate's like, babe, it's not that. I just want something else. I want something deeper. You know, I want something deeper. I'm tired of our life being about social media, about money. Yes, it's nice, but I'm a simple dude. Like, he's simple, guys. Nate is so simple. Jeffree has to learn. Look at that big house they just bought. That was seriously giving Nate anxiety. Like that was giving him anxiety. Like I'm feeling it. Like I'm in Nate's energy, guys, and in my eyes, like I feel so anxious. I feel so fucking anxious and just antsy and like this is too much. This is too much. Like I didn't want this. I feel like it wasn't even Nate's decision to move. I feel like that was all Jeffree. Jeffree, you have to learn to bring that shit down. Like, if you want an absolute romantic, long-lasting marriage and connection, like I feel you really do, you're going about it the wrong way. And Nate was becoming very claustrophobic and very, he felt like he couldn't breathe. He felt like he couldn't be himself. You know, he felt like he didn't, and plus he was curious. He wanted to know what else was out there, you know? So I'm not saying that it's all Jeffree's fault, guys. This is just how Jeffree's learned to cope in this world. But I hope he does see my video so he can learn this is why, you know, he is wondering why, like, where did I go wrong? You know, Jeffree, Nate gave you so many signs. You know, I'm not saying Nate's perfect, but he gave him so many signs. Like, when their dogs passed, that was not the time to move. Like, that was not the time to move. Or maybe I shouldn't say not the time to move, but that was not the time to upscale your life. Like, you needed to downgrade, if anything, downgrade your life, you know? So I feel like that was a big thing that really messed with Nate's head. I'm picking up on a lot of anxiety from him, a lot of anxiety. And that did not help when the dog passed. The dogs passed, and then Jeffree jumped into that big house. Like, that didn't help. That did not help. So guys, as far as it being physical, cheating, not picking up on that, but I am picking up on emotional cheating for sure. So the next question is, which I already kind of answered, Nathan left Jeffree for a woman. No. Definitely feel like he was curious as to what was out there, but it wasn't only with women, it was with men too. They opened the bedroom up to men and women. So no, Jeffree and Nate did not have that problem there. So I don't even have to pull on that. Hollywood pressure. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Jeffree lives his life on social media and Nate's very private. Nate's so private and he didn't like all of that attention. He hated all of that attention. Let's see what comes out with those. Okay, guys, so the next question was Hollywood pressure the reason they broke up? So I'm feeling like yes, definitely this is what I got. The Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Again, judgment is coming out for them. Again, all of these women. All of these women. The Queen of Wands, or sorry, the Queen of Wands in the reverse, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles is coming out. I feel like the makeup, what do you call them? Gurus, makeup gurus, that industry was, yeah, that was coming in between all of the drama that Jeffree would get himself caught up into. I hear drama, gossip with this one. You know, gossiping like little schoolgirls, You know, I'm hearing just there was just too much gossip. The gossip is what really got to Nate. The gossip about their relationship, everybody having a say in their relationship, everybody having their opinions. But not only that, Jeffree feeding into it. He would be like, I'm seeing Jeffree like up at night, like looking at articles and like looking at what videos and like looking and just obsessing about what people are saying about their relationship. So Nate was just like, babe, don't worry about that. Like, who cares? Like, they're gonna say things, like they're gonna put their 2 cents in it. Like, we know what we have. Like, let's just like don't even. And Jeffree, like I've said about him before, like he's like, no, I need to address this. Him engaging in the gossip, him engaging in the drama. Jeffree, you gotta learn to stop doing that. You engaging in drama, you engaging in gossip. You have to stop. You have to stop doing that. Okay. He's learning, and he's getting a little bit better at it. But you have to stop doing that, Jeffree. For your next relationship, you have to stop. Okay. Or if you and Nate get back together, you have to stop doing that. Also, I would say too, them putting other people, I take the Three of Cups, which talks about like third party situations, people putting their opinions when they're not wanted, people just like looking at what they're doing under a microscope. This could literally be the media, or like us looking at their relationship, fans, us being the fans, us being the haters, um, you know, just like looking, gossiping, talking about their relationship, getting Jeffree emotional, very emotional. He would get very distraught about this, very distraught about the gossip. Okay, very upset too, mad. The gossip, I keep hearing that. Yes, that did play into their relationship. It doesn't take a psychic reader to see that. Definitely played into their relationship. And the Hierophant being in the reverse, which speaks of, again, this is a traditional card. Them not being able to fully commit to each other because of all of this shit, all of this drama. The Hierophant is about commitment. Traditional, it's a Taurus card. It's about traditional commitment. Also, what I'm hearing too, as I said that, people just judging their relationship and how they would have these open relationships. Three of Cups can speak about third party situations, threesomes, orgies that Jeffree always brags about. Oh, we have orgies. Like, Jeffree, like, not saying that what you're doing is wrong, but why would Nate doesn't want his business out there like that? And which I'm surprised, because you're a Scorpio, you would think. But he does have that Mercury in Sagittarius, so we be talking a lot, you know. But yeah, why would you want your relationship like that out in the public like that? That's what I'm hearing Nate say. Like, I don't want everything said. You know, Nate would get mad at him too. Nate would get mad. Like, why did you say that? Like, oh my God. Sometimes he was like whatever about it, but then a lot of times I'm hearing he was like mad about it too. The next question is, the pair had a, that's not really a question but a statement. The pair had a fight. I do feel like, without pulling, I do feel from the cards that I have pulled, I do feel like Jeffree and Nate would fight a lot. Yes, I do feel that. Hey guys, so the next question that I got from the article was Jeffree hard to deal with for Nate? So I'm feeling like no, not Jeffree as a person. Nate was pretty used to Jeffree. He knew him very well. The high priestess, almost said the Hierophant, the high priestess speaks about knowing, intuitive knowing. I feel like Jeffree and Nate were very intuitively connected, understanding of each other's moods. I spoke about this in Jeffree's video, so this is coming out again. Very understanding of each other's moods, very understanding of, even if they had fights, or misunderstandings, they were able to resolve it very quickly. They just really understood each other. They didn't have to say much. They just moved in sync, very in sync together, which is beautiful. Like, this feels very like beautiful to me, very good energy. And it's more so much so that they wanted to work, like they want to work, you know. They're very used to each other, very codependent, like I said, but very used to each other nonetheless. Okay, so this is the Justice card with the High Priestess. Like I said, very in sync, very, they worked very well together. And like I said, their charts in Jeffree's video. If you guys want to see that, I will link his video down below. I talked about their relationship more in depth. But this is just the surface, okay? But yes, very, I mean, well, it's in depth too. But when I talk about their charts, I meant, like, I got into details. But with their relationship, very in sync, very in tune with each other. Didn't have to say anything. They didn't have to say anything. They just understood where the other one was coming from. Just a look, they got it, you know. So the other cards I pulled were the Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Both are in the reverse with the Six of Pentacles. Okay, guys, if you notice that these are three money cards, again, money is coming out for them. Money played a huge factor in their relationship. Let's start with the Knight of Pentacles. Jeffree. Oh, actually, you know what, too? The Six of Pentacles as well. Jeffree felt like a lot of times, to keep Nate, he had to keep him engaged with, oh, look at all this stuff I have. Look at what I can give you. That's what I keep feeling from him. He's a cat moon. He feels like emotional fulfillment. The moon placement speaks about emotional fulfillment, what we need to feel fulfilled, okay? How others can fulfill us emotionally. And sometimes if we're not in tune with our moon placement, it could affect us negatively. And Jeffree is not in tune with his cat moon on a more, even though Jeffree is a Scorpio, he moves sometimes like a Capricorn, where he can be very cold and shut off his emotions. And Nate, even though he's a Virgo moon, he needs that emotional passion, passionate, what am I trying to say, guys? He needs that passionate emotional fulfillment, okay? He does have water in his chart. Jeffree has Venus in Scorpio. Nate has Venus in Cancer. But I don't know. I feel like Jeffree is more in tune with his earth energy, which is his Cap moon. He moves, maybe he's even a Cap rising, but he moves a lot with, like, an earth sign. A lot, because he's always working too. He's always working, and I feel like that really got in the way of their relationship too, because Nate would want to take trips, um and Jeffree would be on those trips, but he would be working. So it's like, Nate's like, when are we going to just have time? Which Jeffree did speak about this in his video when he was talking about that they broke up. They did have vacations. They did have moments where they went out and they had fun, but it was only work related. It was only work related, and Nate forgot what it was like to know Jeffree behind, um the money became Jeffree, basically. The money is becoming Jeffree. So he has to learn to break out of that. But I keep pulling money cards when I talk about the relationship. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm bringing in this card. Like I said, guys, Nate was not able to do a lot of things because Jeffree did not approve of them. Or Jeffree wanted to keep him by his side. Like, oh, you ain't going nowhere. You know, that's what I keep feeling. And the Three of Pentacles speaks about opportunities. Opportunities to grow. Financial growth, you know. or working together to make something grow, to build something stable. It doesn't only have to mean money, but it could also, nonetheless, earth energy is stable. It's supposed to be stable. So their union was rocky. That's where it was. Beginning to get rocky is when Jeffree started making all this money. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling for these cards. And then the last card ending is the Eight of Cups. Nate deciding to walk away because it is no longer serving him, or and Jeffree too. But I'm feeling more so Nate's energy. I'm sorry, because Jeffree would take him back in a heartbeat. But Nate is like, I need to figure this out on my own. I need to like Nate is so determined. Like, I need to figure this out on my own. Like, I need to find who I am without you. Like, this isn't personal. I just really need to find who Nate is. He's lost who he is. He's lost who he is, guys, because honestly, he's gotten swept up into the Jeffree's life, which Scorpios do. They make you their world. They bring you into their world. It's not your guys' fault, okay? You guys are just very passionate. You guys are just, you want to take everyone with you. That's beautiful. But you guys have to also stop doing things. Some of you Scorpios have to stop doing things with conditions. And Jeffree honestly was doing that, and Nate just got sick of it. He got sick of it. Like, I want to, like, why? Like, why is there always strings with you? Like, or why do I have to do things on your terms? Like, why? I want to be my own person. I want to be my own person, and I lost who I was. Like, honestly, guys, I feel Nate has lost so many things that he really loved doing. He's gonna start rediscovering those things again, which is beautiful, Nate. You should. He had so many hobbies before Jeffree, and even as Jeffree and him started getting into a relationship, Nate was kind of moving single. Like, he was doing his thing, you know? And then Jeffree brought him into his world and said, this is who you are now. But Nate is like, I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't want to be who you think I am, who you made me. You know, you did not make me. I want to make who I am. I don't want, so this tells me, guys, he does not want to be with him for the money. He would have stayed with him. Like, he's been wanting to leave him. Been wanting to leave him. So, was Jeffree hard to deal with for Nate? No. He was not internally, as a person, hard to deal with, because Jeffree and Nate got to see each other very vulnerable. Even though I'm pulling money cards, Nate saw so many beautiful sides of Jeffree that we don't get to see. Because, again, that's a Scorpio thing. They only reserve those sides of themselves. This is more of a water sign thing, I think, too. And it could be an earth sign thing, but they reserve those, definitely an earth and a water sign, I'm feeling, type of thing. So I relate. And Jeffree has earth in his chart, and Nate has earth. But like I said, Nate is a Leo, you know, so they will be expressive. They're big, they can be bigger than life, but when they have a restricting moon placement, they can tend to really, you know, diminish themselves for their partner. Virgo moons will do this. Even if they're a fire sun, you know what I mean? They will do this. Or fire rising, maybe a little bit harder for fire risings with earth suns or earth moons. But, you know, Jeffree needed to give Nate that space to be his own person. And he didn't, unfortunately. So that's why I'm feeling the relationship was crumbling. But when I was pulling on him the last time, they were fine, okay? But energy always changes. So that's why I didn't feel it at that time, because they were good then. They were good. They were making it work, but there were still issues, but it wasn't as bad as it is now, okay? So I don't know when I did that video, but it's been a while. Okay, so the next question is, Nathan was never gay. So let's see. So guys, I pulled the Two of Wands for the question, Nathan was never, well, the statement, Nathan was never gay. So I do feel that Nate was straight when he first met Jeffree, or before he met Jeffree. He was straight because he never really fully experimented. He may have been curious, but he never really he didn't really have the guts to really go all the way. You know, he may have kissed guys or may have held hands or looked at them a certain way, but he's never, or people with feminine energy that were masculine. You know, I don't know if that makes sense. Guys that, you know, basically transgender. He's always been attracted to trans women, or men that had a lot of feminine energy. He never knew what it was until he met Jeffree, because Jeffree made him feel safe. Like, Nate's never been able to really experiment with his sexuality because, he comes from a very traditional family. They are supportive of him now, but when he was starting to really explore his sexuality, it was scary for him. It was scary for him. His family has a nice energy about them, but like I said, his mom has a very judgy type of energy about her. So the dad, I feel like the dad is good, but he's really hard on Nate. I do feel like he's hard on Nate. It's not perfect. His family isn't perfect. No family is. They are supportive now and they are trying to be there for Nate, which is beautiful. They're being there for him because they know that he's actually gone back to his parents' house. I think he's staying there for a while. Um, or he'll be there for a good 2 months, I'm feeling with this card. Good 2 months. Just kind of get his bearings, maybe it could be longer, depends on how the energy shifts with them, but with him and Jeffree. But, or, if Nate decides not to go back at all. So, but I am picking up bisexual for Nate. He is bisexual. He doesn't like to label, but he's bisexual. If he had to go with a label, I'm hearing him say intuitively. But he's always been curious. I'm hearing him say intuitively, he's in spirit, is saying to me that he's always been curious. He's always looked at, people. He's always looked like, I wonder. He's always gone to like places where there was a lot of LGBT people there. He's had friends that were very open about it, and he's always like wondered too. But Nate's also had very straight friends that were homophobic. So he kind of has seen, it's interesting, I'm feeling from him, he's seen both sides of the spectrum. You know, now his friends are a lot more open and understanding. And a lot of those other friends that aren't understanding and judgy, he doesn't even associate with them because, when he got with Jeffree, they really shitted on him. I'm feeling that Nate has always been curious, but he wasn't he just didn't feel safe enough to explore it to really explore it until he met Jeffree. So yeah. Yeah. So next I'm picking up guys with the 9 of Wands to clarify what I just said. Because I was like, maybe he's had sex with them. But I'm feeling more so him now. He's done it. But in the past, no. He was always very guarded, very scared, a little homophobic in the beginning just because of his friends. Just because of his friends. You know how you're like scared to be your own person because you don't want to lose your friends? That was how I'm feeling with Nate. Like he was when he was younger. He was really ignorant when he was younger. But as he got older, he grew out of that. He's always had it though. He's always been curious. Sometimes the most homophobic people, I hate to say it, but it's true, they're gay. So, you know, that's the tea. My stomach. Um, but yeah, to answer you guys' question and for the article, he's always been curious, but he's just never felt safe enough to really explore it wholeheartedly without feeling scared until he met Jeffree. Okay, and then the last question, which I already touched on, is trouble with the family. Yes, I did pick up on their mothers being very much being all the way into their energy too much. More so Nate's mom, but definitely Jeffree's mom too. So yes, I already touched on their families being a big deal. Plus, things just kept happening with Nate's brother, and Jeffree's family, Jeffree's mother, stuff like that. Like family issues were not only with the whole judgy thing I was saying about, but definitely health issues in the family have played a huge role. But if anything, that wasn't always the problem. Okay, guys, the stress of it was, but not so much the health issues breaking them up. If anything, that brought them closer, and it should bring you closer to your partner. So not so much that part of causing the breakup. It was more so the stress of it. Everything. It was everything. But but I do feel the main reason was Jeffree's control issues, them opening up the relationship because Jeffree allowed Nate to explore with him there. But that got Nate all the way curious. You know, he wanted that started that hunger of him wanting to get out more, wanting to find himself, which there is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. And Jeffree should be very proud of himself for allowing Nate to do that. But Jeffree, I do feel there's a side of you that wants to pull Nate back. Please don't. Let him go find who he is. If you love him, you will allow him to do that. I feel, guys, that Jeffree's trying to, you know, pull the little strings here and there. Just let him be him, okay? Just let him be him. He just trust. Which I will move into the last question. Will Nate and Jeffree get back together? We'll see, and then I'll wrap the video up. Okay, guys, so my last question that I was wondering, because at first, at first I thought that they would get back together, without even pulling my cards. I do still feel like that could be a possibility, but my cards and spirit is saying no. They are not going to get back together. If they do, it will just be for a sexual connection, and that's it. But I'm not even seeing that right now. I'm actually seeing fights starting to happen with them. I'm getting the Emperor and the Upright, which speaks of an authoritative figure, which speaks of someone wanting power, wanting to be a tyrant, being an asshole. Basically, it could be an asshole type of energy. Four of Swords, speaking about taking a break. I feel like one of them is going to want to take a break and be very stern and keep taking a break, basically, is what I'm saying. Like, not get back together. They're not, like, I'm seeing one of them just get cold, and the other one, like, why not? Like, why not? Like, I've given you space, I've given you time. Because I feel like Nate was like, just give me time, and then we'll figure it out. You know, we'll figure out if we're gonna get back together. But I'm seeing Nate say that. I'm seeing his face, guys. It's so crazy how much I'm into their energy. But I feel like this is Jeffree. Why not? Why not? I gave you time. I gave you time. Basically, come back to me. Like, I gave you time. Like, why? You know, I'm hearing Jeffree get really upset. And I saw the Five of Wands. I don't know if I still... yeah, Eight of Wands, guys. I'm not getting good cards for will they get back together. Six of Wands in the reverse speaks of victory. Success can be fast success. Sometimes not. It's temporary success. Eight of Wands, lack of communication. This could be a love card too. Distance, you know, distance, or cause distance from lack of communication. Okay. Nine of Wands with the Page of Wands. I feel like they're gonna have interactions. They're gonna speak at first, and then the communication will die. These are all fire cards in the reverse. Okay, guys. Page of Wands talks about quick communication, very immature communication. I don't always feel like their communication will be immature or not balanced, but it's not going to last. It feels very fast communication, but Jeffree's going to be very much into his emotions as the Queen of Wands and very tied up to this connection. Very tied up to this connection, and Nate holding his ground. This is Nate now, holding his ground, saying no. No, because he's found his peace. He will find his peace. He will find who he is without Jeffree, and he's going to love that. He's going to find his peace, Nate. You are going to find who you are without Jeffree, and I don't feel, guys, like they're on bad terms right now. I feel like they're good, but I do see Jeffree growing bitter, very bitter towards Nate as time goes on, and trying to guilt Nate back. If they do get back together, it was because Nate was guilted into it, okay, or manipulated, because Jeffree is coming out as the Queen of Cups. Very intuitive, very emotional, can come off very nurturing, controlling with the emotions of the partner. But I do see, nonetheless, eventually Nate, even if he does get back together, them breaking up again. You know, I feel like we won't hear about it if they do. I feel like Jeffree's going to keep it really under wraps because he doesn't want us to know that, you know, he was turned down. We're not even hearing about who broke up with who, if you notice. So guys, what did you think about my reading on Jeffree and Nate? I really wanted to do an updated reading on both of them. I really like this reading. I'm really proud of it. So I hope you guys like it or enjoy it, or get something out of it. Just know that they are trying to be in each other's lives right now. They are trying to be in each other's lives for the dogs right now. They are trying to be there for each other, but they are trying to not talk so much to each other. They're trying to just do their own thing. but kind of touch base here and there. If they do talk, it will be, very briefly over the phone or FaceTime. I feel like Jeffree FaceTimes Nate so he could see the dogs. I feel like he does that. Um, but Jeffree is really gonna, I see him growing bitter about it, really cold and like bitter. Eventually, I do see them starting, I feel like Nate's gonna start dating before Jeffree, but eventually I do see them starting to date and like go off their separate ways. I asked Spirit, are they ever going to get back together? And I'm getting a no. So this is the end of them, but this is energy, so we do have free will, guys. So um this can in fact change, okay? This can change. This is where the energy stands currently, but I did ask Spirit if they're gonna ever get back together. So that's a no. So even if they get back together, it won't stay. It's not gonna stick. That sounds so weird. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading on Jeffree and Nate. I had a really good time doing it. It was sad, but I was really in their energy and it felt so real. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Like I said, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. I will hopefully be doing more updated readings like this. And let me know what other readings you guys want. For me, I have more readings coming out, so if you guys have requested any readings in the comment section below and you keep requesting, I will do those. I just really wanted to get this one out, okay? Anyway, guys, love and light. Bye. Namaste.